Hello. I'm back with another interesting video, but this time it's not about tanks, and it's definitely not about which hero is OP this season. Today, I want to dedicate this video to all the people struggling to play gold lane. Now, I know this is one of the most contested lanes in the game, and honestly, I've never once seen a team fight not to play Marksman. I've seen players literally debate over who gets to play gold lane. But here's the problem. 80% of the time, I've ended up playing with Marksman players who have zero clue what the role is actually about. Okay, I know I'm going to get some hate for saying this, but let's be brutally honest for a second. Just because your MMMR is high and your win rate looks nice on the board, doesn't mean you're a good marksman if all you do is chase kills and flex your high damage. It's honestly pathetic and annoying. There's so much more to being a marksman than just racking up kills and pushing lanes. So let's dive in. So first of all, what exactly is a marksman? In simple words, marksman is your ranged damage dealer, also called DPS, which means damage per second. Your main job? Deal consistent damage in fights, especially from a distance. You're the one shredding tanks, melting enemies, and securing objectives like turrets and lords. But let's be real, you're one of the weakest roles in the early game. You can't take hits, you're easy to kill, and your damage isn't that scary in the first few minutes. But if you survive, farm properly, and position well, you'll turn into one of the strongest heroes in the late game, literally carrying the team. But here's the downside. You're squishy. One wrong step and you're dead. You rely on your team to protect you. And if your positioning sucks, you'll either feed or be useless. That's the basic reality of playing Marksman. Alright, let's talk about your early game strategy, because this is where most Marksman players throw the game before it even starts. First thing, if you're playing Marksman, your home is the gold lane. That's where you farm the fastest and get your core items quicker than anyone else. Now, have you ever wondered why Marksman goes to gold lane instead of EXP lane or mid lane? Because you're that one hero who's the weakest early on, and you need items the most to be useful. Compare yourself to the others. The tank already has sustain. The fighter is jacked with solid early damage. The mage bursts people with magic damage. And the jungler, aka Hyper, is built for early aggression. Not saying Marksman doesn't have damage, but out of all the roles, you're at the bottom early game. That's why some Marksman heroes can't even solo properly in the first few minutes. This is also why we follow the 1-1-2 lane strategy. One hero in EXP lane, one in mid, and two heroes in gold lane, usually you and a support, to protect you and help you farm safely. But here's the deal. If you build right, get a little bit of support, and stop feeding early, you'll eventually become the deadliest hero on the map. Now let's move to mid-game. This is usually after 3 to 5 minutes when team fights and turret pushes start happening more often. By this time, you should have at least your first core item in boots. Now your role shifts from just farming to actually helping your team in fights and objectives. So what do? Simple. Clear your lane, then rotate. Once you clear the gold lane, don't just stand there waiting for the next wave like a bot. Depending on the dynamic of the match, you either rotate to mid to help your teammates, or if the turtle is near gold lane, assist your jungler with the turtle. But please, don't just sit inside your turret or hide in the bush waiting for the next wave. Do something useful. Prioritize survival while dealing consistent damage. And please, for the love of God, watch your minimap. If you don't see assassins like Hayabusa, Ling, or Saber, position yourself safely. Take a step back, hide in bushes with your support, or stay near turrets. Just don't get caught alone in the jungle. Mid-game is all about small fights, turret pushes, and farming between fights. Don't overcommit, don't chase kills across the map, and make sure to secure gold from jungle camps or lanes when things are calm. Play smart, rotate with your team, and protect your life, because in late game, your team needs your damage the most. Now let's talk about late game. This is where your marksman becomes a beast if you played your early and mid game right. At this point, you probably have 2 or 3 core items. Your damage is insane, your attack speed is fast, and this is your time to carry the game. But only if you stay alive. A dead marksman is just a wasted damage dealer. So what should you focus on? Number 1, survival. Stop diving in front just because you dealt 100k damage in the last game. Your job is to stay at the back line, let your tanks, fighters, and roamers soak the damage, and you just keep dealing damage from behind. Number 2, target wisely. Hit whoever is in front of you. Tank, fighter, whoever. Don't chase the enemy mage or marksman unless it's safe. If you waste time chasing, someone will kill you from the side. Number 3, objectives over kills. After a team wipe, don't flex your triple kill and start recalling, push turrets, take Lord, win the game. Also, this is where your battle spells matter. Use Flicker, Purify, or Sprint smartly. One good escape can win a team fight. And please keep moving while attacking, kite your enemies. Hit, move, hit, move. Don't stand still unless it's 100% safe. If you follow this, you'll be the nightmare every tank hates, and the savior your team finally stops blaming in chat. Now, here comes the part I've experienced over and over again. And trust me, whenever these things happen, either we lose the match badly or we barely survive it. Let's dig in. 1. Charging in hard in early game. Marksman, let me remind you, you are not a fighter. You are not built by the MLBB developers to charge in like Zilong or Alucard. Even if you're strong, deal high damage, and feel brave, you're not supposed to dive in frontline fights. But what happens every time? The MM dives in first, dies in 2 seconds, and then turns around and blames the tank. Let me explain this with some common sense. Most tanks have low agility and limited mobility. Yes, some tanks have dash or speed skills, but a lot of them don't. Tanks struggle to catch up when you sprint ahead like you're leading a parade. On the other hand, marksman heroes are naturally faster. You build movement speed items, you dash, you flicker, you reposition. So by default, if you run forward at full speed, the tank will fall behind you. So don't blame the tank for being slower, blame your lack of patience and positioning. Your job is to stay behind the tank and fighter, use your range and skills to deal damage safely, let them soak up the enemy's skills, and then clean up or help your jungler secure the kills, whichever works best in that moment. Bad positioning. Listen, marksman and mage are the 2 lanes that enemies love to target first. Why? Because they are the easiest to kill. You'll always see the enemy jungler or assassin using their burst ultimates on mage or MM because it's a quick and easy kill. So how do you survive that? Simple. Positioning is everything. But what do I see most marksman players doing? They either walk straight into the fight like a fighter, or they stand still and keep auto-attacking like they're invincible. Let me tell you something. If your enemies are down to 0.1% HP, fine. Be a hero, flash in, and secure that kill. But we all know this is MLBB. Some fighters and assassins, even with the 0.01% HP, can turn the entire fight with one skill combo. So unless it's a do or die situation where you have to jump in, keep your distance from the enemy. Instead, practice this. Kite the enemy. Kiting means attacking your enemy while moving away from them. So it's like this. Hit them, take a step back, hit again, move again. It makes it harder for fighters or assassins to reach you. You're basically teasing them, dealing damage while staying out of their range. If you stand still, you're an easy kill. If you kite, they'll struggle to close the gap, and sometimes you'll end up killing them before they even touch you. Kiting is your survival technique. 3, farming in late game when the team is pushing. Now this one hurts to watch. In late game, your team needs you the most, especially when they're diving into the enemy base, pushing the inhibitor turrets, or trying to end the game. But what do I see some marksman players doing? They're off in the jungle, farming a red buff or clearing a side lane, while the team is literally fighting for their lives inside the enemy base. Bro, your team needs your damage there, not your gold farming somewhere far away. You are the team's damage dealer. Late game is not the time to farm, it's the time to finish the game. You already have 3 to 4 items by this point. 1 turret push, 1 lord, or 1 team wipe is enough to win. So unless there's no fight happening and the map is clear, stop farming. Rotate with your team, stick with them, and help them close the match. There's no bigger waste than a fed MM who's farming when the team is fighting for the win. 4, ignoring the minimap. Now this mistake right here is why so many marksman players keep saying, where did Hayabusa come from? Bro, I didn't even see Ling. How did Saber one-shot me? Let me tell you why. You never checked your minimap. The minimap is your best friend as a squishy hero. If you don't see dangerous heroes like Hayabusa, Ling, Natalia, or Saber on the map, assume they're coming straight for you. You are the first target on their hit list. But what do most MM players do? They're happily pushing a side lane or farming jungle while the entire enemy team is missing from the map. And then, Boom. You're dead, and your team is stuck fighting a 4v5 without their main damage dealer. But let's be real, sometimes even if you play safe, enemies will still dive you. If the entire enemy team starts ganking you, even when you're hiding safely under your turret or with your roam, you gotta let your team know. Ping the map, type in chat, your team can rotate to help, cut them off, or take a counter objective like Lord or Turtle. But if you stay silent and keep dying alone, you're just making it easy for the enemy to snowball. Minimap awareness is not just for spotting enemies, it's also for watching your team's next move. If you see your team taking Turtle, Lord, or pushing a turret, rotate and assist them. Don't sit in your lane farming like it's solo rank. Objectives win games, not solo kills. When you master reading the map, you'll know when to push, when to rotate, and when to hide. 5. Expecting someone to support you throughout the game. This one right here is something I see way too often. Marksman players getting angry and spamming chat with, "No one is helping me. I'll troll now. Why is the tank not in my lane from the start?" Listen, I get the frustration. But early game is not the time for the tank to babysit you. In fact, for the best interest of the whole team, your tank should help the jungler hyper secure their first blue and orange buffs. Why? Because if the hyper gets those buffs fast, they can rotate quicker, help lanes, and secure the first turtle. And when your hyper is strong, guess what? It becomes easier for you to farm safely later. During this time, your job as a marksman is to play safe. Don't charge in like you've got backup. Clear minions under turret if needed. Play smart, not aggressive. Let me be honest, whenever I play MM, half of the time I never get help from the tank at the start. I've been ganked, killed repeatedly in early game because the enemy sees me alone in gold lane. It sucks, yes, but I never complain. Why? Because while the enemies waste time trying to kill me, my team is busy pushing another lane, taking the turtle, or stealing buffs. In a way, I'm buying my team time. They're so focused on me, they lose map control elsewhere. That's why I always encourage my tank to help the hyper first for the first 1 to 2 minutes. A buffed up hyper will rotate faster, secure kills quicker, and give the whole team, including me, a better chance to dominate. So don't expect your tank or teammates to babysit you from the start. Instead, play safe for the first 1 to 2 minutes. Clear your minions, hide, and push when safe. If the tank rotates to your lane, great, push harder. If they don't, stay calm and survive. The safer you play early on, the deadlier you'll become later. 6. Overextending for kills. Now this is one of the dumbest ways to throw a one fight. I've seen so many marksman players getting greedy. They get a double kill, and instead of backing off safely, they chase that one enemy running away with 10 HP right into the enemy jungle turret or into the waiting hands of an assassin hiding nearby. Bro, ask yourself, what's more important, securing the kill or staying alive to push turrets and objectives? Your job as a marksman is not to be a kill chaser. Your job is to be alive and dealing damage in the next fight. It's okay to let someone escape sometimes. They'll go back, heal, and you'll still have the advantage. But if you die chasing them, your whole team loses your damage, and suddenly, your side of the map becomes open for counter pushes. Especially in late game, one wrong death can cost you the whole match. So unless it's 100% safe, or you have vision of the whole map, don't go diving into the enemy side just to flex a triple kill. Smart builds, counter items, and battle spells, the real marksman brain. Let's take a break from mistakes and now talk about what separates an average marksman from a dangerous marksman. A lot of people think marksman gameplay is just about auto-attacking and dealing damage. No, my friend. Half of your power comes from how smartly you build items and pick spells. 1. Build for the enemy, not for the damage chart. If you copy-paste the same build every game without checking your enemy lineup, you'll either deal 0 damage to tanks or get one-shotted by mages and assassins. You have to build smart. If tanks are stacking HP and armor, build Demon Hunter Sword and Malefic Roar. If mages are burning you alive, Athena's Shield or Rose Gold Meteor will save your game. If lifesteal is getting you focused, use Wind of Nature against physical burst and Haas's Claws if you need sustain. Every item in your build should have a reason. You're not just flexing damage, you're countering threats. Your battle spell is your lifeline. I've said this before, Stop using Inspire or Retribution every match. If the enemy has CC lock heroes like Kufra, Saber, or Ling, and you still bring Inspire, you're basically asking to be sent back to base every team fight. Take Purify to cleanse stuns and slows. Take Flicker to reposition and survive when things get messy. Take Sprint if you need to run circles around slow enemies. One smart battle spell can literally flip the outcome of a fight. 3. Counterplay equals survival victory. Great marksman players don't just deal damage, they adapt to the match. They watch enemy items, analyze who's their biggest threat, and adjust builds accordingly. Quick tips to be a better marksman. 1. Play safe early game. Focus on farming, not fighting. You're weak early, don't feed. 2. Master kiting. Attack, move, never stand still. 3. Watch the minimap. Missing enemies, stay safe. Team taking turtle, go help. 4. Stay at the back in team fights. Let tanks and fighters go first, you finish from behind. 5. Build smart. Counter tanks, mages, and assassins. Don't follow one build every match. 6. Pick the right battle spell. Use Purify, Flicker, or Sprint depending on enemy threats. 7. Prioritize objectives, not kills. Kills are fun, but turrets and lords win games. 8. Communicate with your team. Ping when enemies are missing or when you're being ganked. 9. Stay calm under pressure. Even if you die early, keep your cool and farm your comeback. 10. Practice and learn every MM. Each marksman plays differently. Know your hero's strengths and limits. I'm not an expert, nor can I play every marksman, and honestly, I'm not great at them all. But I'll tell you one thing, I'm a pro at not making those common mistakes, unless I play the match at 3 a.m. when my brain is half asleep. Also, remember this. Some marksmen are mage physical hybrids, like Kimmy and Natan. They deal high damage from the start and rely more on skills than basic attacks. But others, like Miya, Hanabi, and Layla, are basic attack dependent and much weaker early game. With the right build and farm, even the weakest MM can become deadly. But with poor build and bad gameplay, even the strongest MM will be useless. At the end of the day, it's not just about the hero, it's about the player behind the hero. Focus on the match, not just the hero's tier list. And hey, even if you make these mistakes sometimes, it's fine. We learn from it. So enjoy the game, enjoy the moment, and please, stop nagging the tank. It's annoying. Trust me. Thanks for watching till the end, and for all the pro marksman mains out there, feel free to enlighten us in the comments with your wisdom and share your pro tips.